Have you ever stopped for a moment to really think about how long it actually takes to double your money? I am not talking about saving a little bit here and there or watching the numbers in your checking account climb slowly over the years. I am talking about truly multiplying your wealth, turning $1,000 into $2,000, $10,000 into $20,000, or $100,000 into $200,000. Most people will spend their entire lives saving, depositing, and hoping, but they will watch their money move so slowly that they start to believe financial freedom is only reserved for the lucky or the incredibly rich. They will earn 1 or 2% in a basic savings account and genuinely think they are playing it safe. But what they do not see is that while their balance might slowly rise on a screen, the actual purchasing power of that money keeps shrinking every single year. It is exactly like walking up a down escalator. You think you are climbing, you are putting in the effort, but in reality, you are not moving forward at all. Inflation, taxes, and time are quietly working against you, stealing your growth before you even notice. Today, we are going to expose the ultimate mathematical shortcut that reveals exactly how fast your money grows and how you can manipulate the numbers to make it double in a fraction of the time. Section 1. The Magic Math, the Rule of 72. Imagine if, in just a few seconds, you could know whether your money is growing fast enough or slowly dying in disguise. That is exactly what the Rule of 72 allows you to do. It is one of the simplest yet most powerful ideas in all of finance. Here is exactly how it works. You take the number 72 and you divide it by your annual rate of return. The result is the approximate number of years it will take for your invested money to completely double. For example, if you earn a 6% return each year, you divide 72 by 6, which gives you 12 years to double your money. If you earn 10%, it takes about 7 years, but if you leave your cash in a standard bank account earning just 1%, you will have to wait an agonizing 72 years to see it double. That is basically an entire human lifetime just to double a single deposit. Suddenly, you can see the truth hiding in plain sight. You can instantly see whether your money is running, walking, or barely crawling forward. Section 2. Nominal versus real growth, the inflation trap. But the real magic is not just in using the rule. It is in understanding the dangerous illusion of nominal versus real growth. Nominal growth is simply the number you see printed on your bank statement. Real growth is what your money can actually buy after you factor in the rising cost of living. If you earn 1% interest at the bank, but the prices of groceries, gas, and housing are rising at 3% a year, you are actually losing 2% of your wealth in real terms. Your money might technically double on paper in 72 years, but by the time it does, that doubled amount will buy almost nothing. That is the first massive illusion the rule exposes. Not all doubling is real. To genuinely double your wealth in reality, your investment return absolutely has to be faster than inflation. Otherwise, you are just running in place, exhausting yourself for zero financial progress. Section 3. The incredible power of doubling cycles. Here is where the mathematics get truly fascinating. Even a tiny increase in your return can radically cut your doubling time in half. At 3%, it takes 24 years to double. At 6%, it takes just 12 years. At 12%, it takes only 6 years. But the real secret to extreme wealth is not just finding a high return, it is stacking as many doubling cycles into your lifetime as humanly possible. Let us look at two investors. Alex starts investing at age 25, putting away $300 a month at a 10% annual return. His friend Laura waits until age 35 to start, but she invests $500 a month at the exact same 10% return. You might logically think Laura wins because she is putting in significantly more cash, but Alex has something far more valuable than cash. He has time. By the time Laura even makes her first deposit, Alex's money has already doubled once. By age 65, Alex ends up with roughly $600,000, while Laura finishes with around $350,000. Every extra cycle multiplies your total. 2 doublings equal 4 times your money, 3 equals 8 times, 4 equals 16 times. Missing even one single cycle costs you an absolute fortune. Section 4. Choosing your growth engine. Not all assets grow at the same speed, and this is where most normal people go terribly wrong. They treat every financial account as if it is equal. Yet the truth is that different assets have entirely different growth engines. A standard savings account growing at 1% needs 72 years to double. Safe government bonds earning 5% need around 14 years. The broad stock market, which historically averages about 10%, doubles your money roughly every 7 years. And then there are high-growth assets that can deliver 20% or more, where doubling happens in just over 3.5 years. But there is a massive catch. What grows extremely fast can also fall extremely fast. It is exactly like driving a car. You can cruise at 60 miles per hour and reach your destination calmly, or you can speed at 120 miles per hour and risk losing control and destroying the car. The smartest investors do not chase explosions. They chase sustainability. The sweet spot for most people is finding a reliable vehicle that doubles their money every 3 to 7 years without taking on catastrophic risk. Section 5. The 2 hidden levers, contributions and friction. You actually have 2 massive levers you can pull to shorten your doubling time. The first lever is your contribution rate. Most people think doubling only happens magically inside the investment itself. But doubling also happens based on how aggressively you keep adding fresh capital. If you invest $100 a month, you get 1 result. If you invest $200, you have just doubled the speed at which your account grows before the market returns are even calculated. You are feeding your compounding machine from both sides, fresh money coming in and old money growing inside. The second lever is removing friction. Taxes, high management fees, and unnecessary debt act like thick sand poured directly into your financial gears. You might think you are earning a brilliant 10% return, but after all the hidden fees and taxes are deducted, you are really only earning 7%. That simple, invisible reduction stretches your doubling time from 7 years to 10 years. Over a 30-year career, that steals an entire doubling cycle from your life. And one lost cycle can be the difference between retiring with $200,000 or retiring with $800,000. Section 6. The End Game Explosion. Why you cannot quit. Here's the psychological reality that most people never realize. The absolute biggest explosion of wealth does not happen at the beginning. It happens at the very end. In the early years, compounding feels incredibly slow and almost boring. You constantly wonder if it is even working. Let us visualize it. Suppose you start with a single dollar at 10% a year. After 7 years, it becomes $2. After 14 years, $4. After 21 years, $8. It looks completely unimpressive, but by year 42, it hits $64, and by year 49, it explodes to $128. That final doubling adds more raw value to your account than all of the previous decades combined. That is why most people never become wealthy. They lose patience and sell their investments right before the massive explosion was about to happen. The shortest time to double your money is not just about high returns. It is about emotional endurance. It is about staying in the game long enough to see the mathematical curve take flight. The final truth about the Rule of 72 is that the shortest time to double your money is the exact time between when you understand this concept and when you actually apply it. Because knowledge without action is the longest delay of all. You could know the math perfectly, calculate your returns to the decimal, and read every finance book ever written. But if you never actually invest your money, Your doubling time is strictly infinite. The exact moment you take action, however, the clock begins ticking in your favor. You cannot control the global markets, and you cannot control time, but you absolutely can decide when you start. So, start today. Let the clock begin. Watch your money move faster and faster, and when it finally doubles, do not stop, because that is just the beginning of the real explosion. If this video completely changed how you look at the math of building wealth, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and let me know your financial goals in the comments. See you in the next one.